Hey, g'day and welcome to Game 2 between Navi and BetBoom team in the Eastern European TI11 qualifiers. We are in the upper bracket. So both teams, win or lose here, will have an opportunity to progress in the lower bracket. However, a win here is a guaranteed place in the last chance qualifiers at TI. So very, very prized win in this situation to get to that upper bracket final. Initial bans from Navi, they actually take out the Enigma themselves and the Undying. So they decided that, we played that Enigma, and unfortunately, we're not that keen on playing it again, and we don't really want them to play in case it shows up. Didn't work out for us. They take it out of the draft. BetBoom remove the Timbersaw and the Death Prophet. That percentage-based damage, look, big burst from Timber available, plus the percentage-based damage. And when you immediately take a Timbersaw out in a draft, you're thinking tanky heroes. What is it that BetBoom team want to run here? Is it a Pudge? Is it a Bristleback? You know, what sort of strength hero core are BetBoom expecting to run here that a Timbersaw could give trouble to? They will grab the Visage, so it worked out well for him last game. It was a POS 1 Dahak Visage. We will have to see for this draft whether it does stay a POS 1 Visage this game, or whether they sort of play the bait game and end up switching up the roles. Marcy and Batrider are the immediate counter picks here from Navi. Now, Batrider is one of the better counters to Visage. You can burn through the Gravekeeper Cloak stacks quite quickly and just kill him off. Like, almost as if those Gravekeeper Cloaks just don't exist when the Batrider can get on top of the Visage. Of course, there are the birds to try and slow him down and stun to avoid that from happening, but that's certainly a counter pick here from Navi to try and deal with the Visage. And that in itself might mean that BetBoom might switch up the role of the Visage instead of it being a POS 1. It might be a POS 4 or 5 Visage. Storm Spirit will be picked in this first phase as well. I think it was banned out in game 1, so snuck through the draft this time. And Storm, very, very strong initiation. And pretty much jump on anyone you want if you can see him with some vision. So with that in mind, I'm sort of already seeing a bit of an idea here for BetBoom's draft. If they potentially have this as a 3 Visage and grab an Aghanim Scepter and sort of do a bit of hunting around the map with Storm Spirit ready to jump in response once they get some bird stuns out. You know, that seems like a pretty strong play from BetBoom team, and that leaves their POS 1 open to potentially something else if they're concerned about this Batrider countering their safe laner. Plays more of a bit of a ganker Visage instead of a pushing Visage, which already with a Storm Spirit, you're more about the ganks and the movement around the map than it was just barreling down a lane as it was in game 1. Mars and PA will be taken out so far in the second phase. So big AoE. Once again, the theme of Navi's bans are big AoE ultis, or big AoE spells. No Tombstone, no Black Hole, no Arena. Whereas the focus of BetBoom's teams are more focused on single target. Yeah, Timber's a more single target burst hero, same as PA. Death Prophet, although the ghosts are sort of quote-unquote AoE, they're more towards just getting on top of a single target like Roshan or a tower or an isolated hero and just bursting through them with all of the ghost power at once. When the ghosts are split up between, units, there might be an Enchantress or Chen creeps around, or wolves from a Lycan. The ghosts tend to not be particularly strong. Now, BetBoom, interestingly, decided to ban the Bristleback themselves. As I flagged that as a potential pick they could be going for when they got rid of the Timbersaw. I'm still anticipating at least 2 strength heroes here on BetBoom's team that are pretty critical to their draft. Something that Timbersaw would be an issue for. But Bristle, if you don't want to pick that hero, it's a good idea to ban it. Faceless Void is still in the draft. Just to flag that one currently at the moment, Void has been banned in a lot of drafts up until this point, but he's still just hanging out on the fringes. We still do have 2 bans here before this ban phase is over, so it's a good chance Void will not see the light of day. I am interested to see which team would like to pick it up, if either. I mean, Visage and Storm are not great chrono damage heroes. Storm, pretty short attack range. Visage, I guess you can throw the Soul Assumption in there. But it's not going to be a lot of damage in a chrono. Similar to Navi's current 2 picks, Batrider and Marcy. They're not really going to have a lot of damage in a chrono.
10 seconds.
Can follow up to the chrono, but not on the initial chrono target. Now, with both teams seeing this at the moment, they're probably thinking that Faceless Void isn't a great pick for either side. But that can quickly change. You grab a Snapfire and a Faceless Void, or an Invoker and a Faceless Void, and all of a sudden, you're sort of regretting not picking up, not banning out that Void. Yeah, so it is possible to zap through the chrono, yes. If there is a Void in play, you can, as long as you precast the zap and you're going through, don't land in the chrono. I believe you can go through. Although, was that changed when Storm became he's no longer invulnerable in the zap, because you can actually pull Storm out of the zap. He's no longer invulnerable in there, so that may have actually changed. I'm not 100% sure about the interaction. I think you can still zap through. I feel like I've seen a Storm Spirit zap through a Void chrono. But all this talk about Faceless Void, and we haven't seen the pick yet. Skywrath Mage is banned along with the Primal Beast, so they don't want Primal Beast getting into their backline and upsetting their team fight BetBoom team. Clockwork is still available as well. When we talk about Primal Beast in this current patch, we normally think about Clockwork as well. Venge is taken out. So it will be Dawnbreaker. Yeah, it is possible to grab Storm with AoE spells. Yeah, you can get him out of zap. Dawnbreaker, very good combination with the Batrider in this draft. You've lasso someone and you immediately just throw the Solar Guardian on top, and that should pretty much line up with the stun, or the stun duration ending on the Batrider lasso. So very good combo between Batrider and Dawnbreaker. Very strong ganking combo. If you add a Marcy to the mix, pretty much anyone who gets found on the map will die to that combination. Even early game, before Batrider gets a blink, you know, the Marcy can rebound in. That gives time for the rebound in, dispose back, and gives time for the Batrider to get the lasso in range. So it's the big Watermelon. The Watermelon will be picked. Big Tidehunter. So that would indicate a 3 Tidehunter. Now, have we actually seen the POS 1, 2, and 3 from BetBoom? I severely doubt it. We're going to have to wait and see. Disruptor, the support of the meta. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Disruptor is going to be the meta support. We're going to see more and more Disruptor in this current patch with the buffs he got in the last couple of patches. It's quite strong now. I'm just concerned about this core Visage. I think there's issues for this core Visage if it stays core. I'd much prefer to see it as a 4 or a 5.
Dyer's turn to bat.
Viper, okay. Another hero that has been banned out in previous drafts. It's made it through in this one. So the Nether Toxin being able to break, obviously quite good against the Kraken Shell of the Tidehunter. But generally, Viper as a lane dominator means that it's very hard to run weak heroes in lane. You tend to get... If you don't walk out of lane as a Viper with an advantage, you feel really bad. Currently, we're seeing lots of wings, though. Batrider, Viper, Visage, all the wings currently. Maybe it's a Velociraptor that Disruptor's on. Maybe it's a Pterodactyl and it'll take off as well. Pterodactyl cross Velociraptor, and Disruptor will sprout some wings and fly away. But Ursa banned. And we're going to be waiting to see what these final picks are. Snapfire taken out of the equation. We're still looking for supposedly a POS 1 for Navi, unless this is their 3 cores right here. Bat, Viper, and Dawnbreaker are likely to be cores. Could be a support Dawn. 5 Dawn to try and link up with the Bat Rider. That makes sense. I'd be down for a 5 Dawn that can link up with the Bat. Disruptor does have a bit of a counter there in that if Dawnbreaker doesn't have a BKB, you can sort of just send them back to the other side of the map with the glimpse. So Slark, Ursa, Chant is a final phase ban. They're convinced. Navi are convinced that this Visage is core. Now, BetBoom have played the bluff the entire way through this draft. They've been saying, they've been selling it. They've been screaming it from the rooftops. This is a core Visage. Navi have bought it. Obviously, the Viper, apart from the Kraken Shell, is very good at removing the Gravekeeper Slope, breaking the Visage as well. And there's a Nyx, so yeah, it's going to be a core Visage. Which Viper and Batrider are very good against core Visage. So I'm pretty concerned for this Dahak Visage at this point.
10 seconds remain.
Final piece of the puzzle here is whether Navi have picked their core. I suspect they're still going to pick V-Tunes Hero. I think we're going to see a core Viper and a core Bat. Maybe a POS 5 Dawnbreaker to link up with the Bat around the map. Try and get some more value and farm some side push lane shenanigans with the Celestial Hammer. And we're still seeing V-Tunes Hero. That's BetBoom's read anyway, with the ban of the Ursa and the Slark.
Templar
TA.
Select your hero. Make the
Okay.
ultimate choice.
Wow.
So solo, yeah, it is a 5 Dawnbreaker. So as I was thinking, gonna be the 5 Dawnbreaker, the mid Bat, 3 Viper, and it'd be V-Tune taking the POS 1 TA. So I think they even made a bit of a mid-draft swap there, or maybe they always intended this Dawnbreaker to be the 5. However, when they saw the Tide Hunter, I think they thought Viper was just way too much value with a Visage and a Tide Hunter on the other side. Way too much value against 2 cores.
10 seconds.
Saying that though, Viper can find himself in a lot of trouble. He's a slow nether realm creature who relies on having decent farm and sort of being able to stand his ground, having enough magic resistance from the nether toxin, not the nether toxin, from the E. I don't even think of what it's called right now. Corrosive skin. From the corrosive skin to survive through some initiations. Dawnbreaker can potentially keep him alive a little bit longer, but apart from that, the only other quote-unquote save would be Sweden Strong with the bonus move speed from the rebound. In terms of a last pick TA, there's not a lot of easy ways to burst through Refraction. I guess there's a Thunderstrike, will tick a few times, but it's a bit slow. Roger has single target damage. Tide Hunter's pretty much all single target damage. Dahak's really the only one who can get on top of him with the birds potentially and get rid of those refraction charges. But as I said, I'm not convinced that Dahak's going to have a good game. I think between the Viper and the Bat, War Visage looks ugly. Looks ugly this game. Looks hard to execute, but it is Dahak, so he knows what he's doing. Click on these. Got it. I'll try and get a few points for myself. Righto. So Navi are coming out the mid lane under a smoke. Sweden Strong running through, has a sentry, no obs though. Obs will be planted in the jungle. See any rotations through that side, and I'll get another one up on the high ground. So not spotted. Smoke will dispel when they're back under the cover of their own trees. On the other side of the map, on the dire side, BetBoom will grab a wood on the high ground and one on the lane. Roger goes the long way around to make sure he isn't scouted on that wood. Get one down the lane for them to help him out. Dominate that top lane a little bit with extra bit of vision.
Just 30 seconds.
Soul Assumption level 1, very, very powerful. One of the most I think one of the most damaging level 1 spells in the game. Just in terms of burst, at least. Maybe not total damage and tick spells, but in terms of burst, the Soul Assumption I think is the top level 1 spell in the game if it's at 3 max charges. Both teams pretty much giving one team the other side of the map. Very often this happens that teams don't even contest the runes. I know in pub games you always seem to have a lot more of contest against the runes than we do see here. But both sides happy to give it up and not lose HP on their heroes. So in the mid lane we're going to see no one on the Batrider with level 1 Sticky Napalm up against Lal on this Storm Spirit. Started with a magic wand actually to help get a little bit of extra sustain in lane from all these sticky napalm charges. In the top lane, BetBoom actually have 3 here. Snako on the Disruptor, Dahak on the Visage, and Roger on the Nyx. That way we won't be for too long. Navi bringing Sweden Strong on the Marcy, and Lays on this Viper. He's actually being a little bit careful. They know, hang on, they're not showing someone bottom. There are 3 sitting top. They know that something is up here on this top lane. Just going to wait to go bottom for a while because something is up here and they are paying this real cagey. Lays doesn't want to move forward. It's like there's still a support missing and I'll eventually show and he'll be just fine. Show out a stun and be on their way. On the bottom lane, we do have Solo supporting V-Tune on his TA, and Notice is here with the Posit 3 Tide Hunter. Now Bat will give Storm Spirit a real run for his money prior to level 6. Really still 3 heroes top. Soul Assumption comes out, Rogers coming around, has a stun to follow up. Dahak's actually falling down in the middle of the fight. Solo rotating up here as well, and with the level 1 Starbreaker, we'll get the damage out. Sweden Strong still chasing, has another rebound, but won't be able to connect it off anything. Unless they get Saneko, in comes another swing. Oh, he gets it with the AoE. Double stun. Soul Assumption will be racking up those charges. Damage is being done. There's the 2 stacks. Not going to be enough to get Sweden Strong. So already Navi coming out of the gate strong. They said, you want to come and bring a tri lane to the top lane? We're going to meet that tri lane. We'll bring Solo. And you're going to be having a level 2 Dawnbreaker in this lane. And this is scary right now. Level 2 Marcy. Level 2 Dawnbreaker. I mean, middle lane, yeah, Bat's going to run over him. That's a well-known entity. This top lane, this is super scary right now. But BetBoom, they are just playing ultra scared. They're all still level 1. Solo going in with a Viper, giving a little bit of tick damage coming through. Okay, Thriller Vanilla. Soul Assumption to harass, but this is super scary. Mid lane, no one with the bottle already. Lal's going to struggle. No bottle. Went for Boots first so he can try and run away, but Boots not going to help you. You can go Sweden Strong. Doesn't get the dispose off. Will actually get turned around with the stun. Heal. Burst is enough with the Fairy Fire. Solo does connect with 2 of the swipes, but not enough to get the 3rd on this Roger. Nyx Assassin will make it away alive. Just. No one continuing to dominate this mid lane. When I say dominate, he's similar at last hits, but he does have the kill over Lal at the moment. And Lal's finding it hard to step up on the lane. This is honestly one of the scariest tri lanes I've ever seen in recent time. A Marcy, a Dawnbreaker, and a Viper. Like, how do you even step up to this lane? If the wave is back here, they just have to try and pull. Because look at this. In they go with the stun. They're going to have the dispose to come back. Slow, still available on the hammer. Dahak is still living just. That Gravekeeper Cloak doing enough. And they're going to turn around onto Solo. Spike Carapace doesn't actually stun anyone. Sweden Strong does go stun eventually. Rebound is available. Stun comes out. Another dispose is there. They don't use it, saving that mana. Lal, actually very close to killing no one. No one will grab the bottle refill. And oh, look at this rotation from Sweden Strong denying the bottle. In fact, the bottle rune isn't even there. Bottle's not even there for Lal yet, and no one will just collect both. Say thank you. I'll take a fountain refill. Yes, please. Stun comes out. There's the kinetic field. Slow him down. Solo will jump away, but the Carapace comes through off the Celestial Hammer. Not enough damage. Mid lane, though, while that was happening, the kill goes over again, and Storm Spirit, until he gets level 6, he's level 4 right now. This Bat Rider, level 3 in Napalm, 1 in Flamebreak and Firefly. It's just too much damage. Bottom lane is just a farm fest at the moment. Nothing's happening down there. TA does have almost double the farm, but in goes Sweden Strong again. This top lane is just all action. Seneko, he's low. He will just get clicked down. The soul assumptions are coming out, but they haven't got enough mana sustain. The Bassie's there, trying to keep this tri-lane on tri-lane action under a little bit of control. They're just going under the tower. Sweden Strong, they're feeling it. They're feeling very strong. 2 levels in the hammer now, and 1-1-1 build for the Marcy. B-Tune has so much farm, doubling up the last hits of notice on this bottom lane. The Tidehunter can't really contest. He's probably not going to die on this bottom lane until at least level 6 is hit on this TA by B-Tune, but for the time being, he's going to get harassed back an awful lot and spend a lot on regen. And this top tri lane, it's ready to go again. They're ready, they're up, they're healthy. Anyone they find is going to be in a lot of trouble. At least Solo TP's mid. Gonna try and contest the rune spawn. The rune will be bottom. Just saving it. Roger's here. Stunt Spike Carapace will catch it. You'll get the Invis rune. Any detection? No detection this early on, so Roger will collect that Invis rune, save himself getting a bottle charge on no one, but take a little bit of damage for his troubles. So it looks at this point that Navi have not abandoned this top lane, but certainly decide they've got enough out of this initial tri lane. And yeah, the pulls are just being constantly active from BetBoom. In fact, Solo's rotating bottom. Yeah, Noticed is pretty low. He hasn't gone for a point in the Ravage. He's low on mana. B-Tune's gonna come and just meld hit, and the stuns are gonna come through with the swipes. There it is. Stun comes out. Has a lot of damage. He's got a lot of damage negation. Another anchor smash. And there's kills happening on the top side of the map, but we're trying to see if Notice is actually gonna live from this. Another meld strike. I think the big fat watermelon is they're bringing hard to bring him down. Refraction charge, and he will eventually die. Top lane, 2 supports did go down, but the slow death of the watermelon was certainly more entertaining down bottom. Snako will come back in. Actually, no levels in Glimpse. Roger will toss back in, and no one in Sweden Strong. This is a scary, scary map right now for BetBoom. The heroes that have been picked are just this support duo, if you get off the ground with it, it's a lot of damage. They actually see the vision up there, so they will get the... Oh, deny from Snako. Well done. The tip comes out. Solo gives it over to him. Well done. Sweden Strong's still just hunting. He's looking for a pick off. He's only level 3, but he's still just hunting for a pick. Actually, Laze needs to be a little bit careful in his top lane now. Now that his 2 supports have left him, he is vulnerable to this Visage +1. Visage plus Seneko. Seneko going for the points in Glimpse now. I hope he starts leveling it up. Glimpse is broken, Seneko. Damage now in lane is pretty good. Some stacks being farmed up by no one with a DD rune pop. Not that he needs it to farm stacks. More just for the mana capacity at this point. Sweden Strong has shown his face back up here with the level 4. Actually maxing out the sidekick. Will jump in, dispose back. Level 5 Laze. Oh, the TP immediately goes. Will it be enough damage? I think he's going to live in the fountain. He will. I think if they had the level 6, the Viper Strike on Viper, it would have been enough to hack though. He's going to lose his bird. That's 100 gold. The other one does make it away, but he's a bird down. Black Hawk down there. Bird down. The Familiar is in just one of them now instead of a pair. Toss back in. Seneko will just immediately TP out. Will the stun come in time? No, it won't. So at the moment, the counter to Sweden Strong is just TP away from this Marcy. He's a little too scary. Glimpse is coming. Sweden Strong's charging on, but Seneko, maybe he didn't TP far enough because Solo and crew, Laze, they're on the hunt. They're into the trees. There's no safety here.
That's a strange manner of conduct.
More tips More tips just to show the appreciation from Solo over to Seneko. And its return, Lal. Has some treads, so can burst, reasonable amount of burst. Max in Static Remnant instead of the Overload, so you're going to be able to farm jungle a little bit faster when you max that Remnant. So that's normally the build you go for when you're having a bad lane. You want to max that Remnant out, be able to farm jungle creeps a little bit faster with that bonus damage. Overload is probably more what you go for if you've had a bit of a stellar lane and are rolling a little bit. The clarity's being popped on Navi right now. Jumps in, jumps out. Actually, we'll get the stun. Oh, no. Ooh, close. There's a lasso. Oh, the damage is going to be there. It chips away, but the fire damage will come through. Carapace. So, follow up with the stun. Notice is here. Does he have a Ravage? He does. He pops it just for one. Sweet and Strong will go down, but look at this. Solo's in the middle of the fight. He has got the swipes. He's going to try and get through on the Notice, but there's another Soul Assumption from Dahak. You got to be careful. This Soul Assumption starts building up. No one probably would go back in if he had a bit more mana, but with those Boots of Travel, he'll just travel himself away down the river.
Dire should look to their bottom tower.
Still no brown boots for Seneko, so he's in Struggle City right now. Bottle refill for no one. Keep pumping out those sticky napalms under anyone who'll listen. We do have a slight pause. Have a quick moment to have a look. We got the Occult Bracelet on Notice, so getting that mana regen when the creeps are hitting. Yeah, five stacks. It's actually pretty good for farming creeps if you need mana to farm. 0.5 mana regen up to 5 stacks, so you know, that's 2.5 mana regen. It's pretty good. Plus the 3 all attributes. I think the Occult Bracelet is one of those probably sleeper neutral items right now. It's pretty good at tier 1. You know, tier 1 item that gives 2.5 mana regen and 3 all stats. It's pretty nice. No one has the Tumbler's Toy just to get a little bit more mobility. And the Seeds of Serenity. Oh, jump through. Will he get disposed? Not quite, but now Sweet and Strong. You gotta be careful. We'll chuck down the Seeds of Serenity for a little bit of additional heal. And it's the Static Storm on top. Roger comes through with the mana burn. We'll have the stun to follow up. Sweet and Strong still living, actually. Solar Guardian. Something coming somewhere. Not sure. Glimpse. We'll catch no one. Back out. Not actually sure where that Solar Guardian was coming from or going to. Solo's on the bottom lane. It was used, but it sort of looked like it was cancelled. Maybe Lal the cancel on that with the Electric Vortex. Actually, second good. I don't think so. Maybe he cancelled himself. So V-Tune just cleans up a Disruptor that goes and tries to do some warding in the jungle. Certainly didn't survive the Meld Strike hit of a TA. Solo, he is in trouble. One zip, does miss. Uses the hammer to get away, but he's got the support of no one. And now he's feeling emboldened. He's running in. The trap actually catches. Notice, you can dispel off the stacks, but can you get rid of this fire damage? Maybe you can. In comes Dahak with the birds. Secondary zip in will find Solo, but in comes the jump, rebound, stun, unleash, chops him into 2 underneath the Nether Toxin of the Viper. And they're just going to clean up BetBoom team. Storm and Disruptor fall, and that secondary jump was certainly a little bit ill-advised. Navi were ready for it. Navi. Sweet and Strong, he's embodying the players of the past right now. Not scared at all, and all the while V-Tune. Desolator ready. 113 last hits. Let's have a look what it is. He's the top of the net worth, almost 7k gold. Team's going to stack again for him. Look at this. Oh yeah, stack please, V-Tune says. Give me more. Give me more. Stack the camps. Well, actually doesn't get the stack on this one, but we'll get the Ancient stack, and he's just going to keep farming with that Deso. Deso into BKB and Blink later. No one. There is an issue here with the Bat Rider. Nyx is one of those classic counters. You can just spike Carapace the Bat. Solo, Grave Chill slowed down, and the minus armor from the Gush doesn't quite make it over the lip of Roshan. We'll look for the deny. Roshan, please take my life. But unfortunately, it doesn't get the job done for him. So I was saying there's pretty strong counter as well here. We talked about the Viper countering the Visage and the Tidehunter. But the other counter we haven't really talked about here is the Spike Carapace on the Firefly. So, Sweden Strong, is he going to grab him? He is too. There's no Carapace left, but the Impale will come through. Laze was around in the neighborhood, but not quite fast enough. That slow little 320 movement speed Viper. Not going to have enough jump in from Lal onto Sweden Strong. This Marcy, 1,200 HP. It's very hard to get through with these Seeds of Serenity, plus 100 health. Sort of like chuck down that initiation on Sweden Strong. It doesn't even tickle this support. This is the advantage of having two strength supports, is you really feel like it's hard to get easy kills. These two don't go down. It's not a simple zap kill there. Jump in. Oh, Static Storm actually catches on through, but there's a Solar Guardian coming to help out Sweden Strong. The Glimpse sends Solo immediately back, and saw the power there of the Glimpse against this 5 Solo Dawnbreaker. He's going to have a BKB so he doesn't get glimpsed back like that. Roger immediately comes bottom, knowing that the Solar Guardian is used. Trying to potentially get a catch. Vendetta has been counted. Out comes the birds. Oh, he used it. Here comes the stun. We'll get the stun with the follow-up. Vendetta hit. Birds are there. La will pull in. And that'll be a kill. So, Roger, with all the value this game, he will get set up stuns with this level 4 Spike Carapace, both on the Batrider and on the Dawnbreaker. Viper's actually super good as well. Like, you Nether Toxin on the ground, you can just get Spike Carapace that. In fact, pretty much every hero, apart from maybe Marcy, TA with the traps, you know, you can get the damage return on that and get the stun. They're a very easy Spike Carapace for this Nyx this game. So if they can get to a point where Nyx can set up and they can get a pick off from a Spike Carapace stun, that's going to be very good. But in the meantime, this Desolator V-Tune was very much close to a BKB, only 1,400 gold away. Just clean through Roche like it was nothing. So Laze working towards a BKB. Sayo is no one, so you're looking for a strong BKB. There's going to be 3 BKBs coming out in the cores of Navi in the next probably 5 to 10 minutes. Sweden Strong looking for a BKB at some point as well. Solo, no BKB on the horizon for him. He's just looking for potentially some Mana Boots to be able to spam and clear some waves on the side so he can keep ult in. The strong BKB time. There is a smoke coming. 3-man, but it's a 4-man smoke in return from Navi. Who's going to catch who? They have an Aegis. They're probably happy to take the fight with V-Tune up front. Snako under the cover of smoke. It will dispel in a moment if he walks up this high ground. Navi, they're still on the hunt around. They see Lal. Can they get a jump? It's pretty hard. No one doesn't have it, but they still get the lasso will be there. They don't even need it. The jump just comes through. The rebound stun. Follow up with the Orchid on Laze, and Storm has no opportunity to get away. I mean, is there any way he's going to dispel himself? No. Oh no, this awkward pickup. This awkward pickup is going to be pretty awkward. Awkward for this Storm. Middle lanes. Notice is going in. I mean, this is without their Storm Spirit. They pop down the Disruptor, Static Storm. They're trying to get a pick here over. Ravage follow up as well. They will actually catch the Viper and the Marcy while the Storm is down against Aegis. So pretty ballsy play there. But you got to be careful. V-Tune is huge. I think that just caught Navi a little off guard. You know, they sort of thought Storm's dead. We have Aegis. There's no way they're going to take a fight against 4v5 against Aegis, right? And BetBoom said, well, actually, sort of, yeah, we are. And we just killed 2 of you. However, I think they're overstaying their welcome. No more Static Storm. No more. Oh, cancelled again. Batrider will go down the bottom lane. Actually caught, with the Spike Carapace. Follow up with Lal. And this map, a lot of movement, quick movements around. Trying to keep eyes everywhere. It's difficult work. So, yeah, taking towers against Aegis. It's very good work here from BetBoom. With a DD on Lal as well even. Just holding out for a little bit longer. Tossed in. Silenced up. BKB. Popped onto Vici. He's trying to get onto Tyler. He can't get going. He's going to ignore the Storm. Lal, he's got no mana. He will be taken down. Buyback comes out from Marcy. Be careful on that storm. You spend that mana pool a little too quickly, and you're very easy to take off. And that push was severely punished. And BetBoom team really pushing the limits of what they can get away with at the moment. And they do force out the buyback from Marcy. So Marcy's progress towards that BKB is going to be severely stunted. But no one has to be careful. Can get carapaced very easily here. Ags on noticed. They're good for controlling fights, but also controlling creep waves. Roger's in the middle. He wants to get a good spike carapace off on someone. No one. Actually, just a stun, but it's immediately BKB, so the stun doesn't connect. Long zip out. Lasso will still go off. There's a silence on top. However, Kraken should do the work, but he's under the nether toxin. The counter, big 3-man stake storm, 4-man stake storm. Double stun from Spike Carapace, but it's not enough. Oh, that's scary now for BetBoom when you get a 4-man static storm. In fact, V-Tune just walked back into the static storm. And you still end up losing the fight. It's a bit rough. I mean, there was no Ravage there. There's a Ravage now available for the next fight, but in that instance, big static storm couldn't do the damage. Even with the Nyx follow-up stun, Spike Carapace underneath it, stunning a couple. Super rough. Glimpse coming back. But it'd be too quick. Too quick to get out of that kinetic field before it traps him in there. Firefly giving that additional 12% movement speed around the map. However, Lal, there's no BKB on no one right now. He needs to be a little bit careful. Where's this Viper? If Viper is anywhere in the vicinity of Lal when he jumps, that silence can come out. And Lal is dead in the water. A Storm Spirit that's silenced with no way to dispel. No Yules, no Lotus on his team. No BKB. Just completely dead in the water. Smoke comes out. 4-man rotation coming now from Navi. Solo leading the charge. Has got the 20 charges on the Holy Locket. Lots of heals available. No one catches first. BetBoom team will be seen. Glimpse comes out on Snako, but you can't glimpse back everyone. You can't glimpse back the whole team. Snako, let me just have a look, see if there's any hope for you here. Is there an AoE glimpse? No. No, there is not. No AoE glimpse for you, sir. So until Ice Frog decides to add that AoE glimpse, you're not surviving that situation. It's an 8-second BKB on V-Tune, still pretty fresh. Top lane. Laze is TPing in. Roger will get a reasonably easy setup stun if he wants it. As soon as the nether toxin is put down. Smoke is coming through. The Trezor baiting the Viper on this top lane. Sort of wanting him to go on him, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. No one just farming out their own jungle. All they see, notice they're coming in with the Meld Strike. Unleash will do a lot of damage. Yeah, you can dispel off. You can get rid of the spells with the Kraken Shell, but you can't get rid of the damage coming out from Sweet and Strong. Glimpse back. We'll just hold them back for a little bit. Snako will make his way out. Give Dahak a bit of time to finish farming these ancient creeps. And will retreat to the safety of their tier 2 as well. Although I say the safety of their tier 2, it might not actually be that safe at this point. DD bottle up for this TA. Level 16. Sideblade attack and spill range is up. No refraction can be cast while disabled. So certainly can get caught out and can't get that refraction off to help mitigate the damage at this point. No one very close to a blink dagger, so those initiations will become even easier now. Jumping on top of that storm. I'm just looking towards the storm. Looking for a Lincoln's. A Lincoln Sphere. I mean, I guess it'll save you from the blink lasso or the orchid, but not both. I really potentially think that the BKB is probably the better pick here for Lal. I'm interested to see how this turns out. Does have the shard and the overload. 5-man smoke here from Navi. They're looking again on the prowl once again. This time with a freshly minted blink dagger on no one. He's fireflied up. They're looking for a catch. Seneko, they see that V-Tune sees him, and they look for a secondary catch. They're going to get the Visage as well. Actually, Seneko survives, and you see how quickly Dahak just disappears under the effect of the Batrider, under the effect of this Nether Toxin break. It's like he doesn't exist. Doesn't matter if you got a Wraith Pact. Your Gravekeeper's Cloak is not working. And when I saw this this core Visage in the draft, I was a little bit concerned with the amount of counters. Top lane, bats in, no lasso.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So BKB timings are well and truly out now for the side of Navi. 9k net worth lead. If we look at the graphs, they are slowly growing after a little dip. Sto Plus says 74% win probability currently. Four-man smoke. Notice is the only one showing on the lane just to make it not seem so noticeable. Roger's leading the way with the Vandana. 4-staff with the Spike Carapace ready to catch anyone who casts a spell. Do they have any vision on the ground? Not right now. They're pinging out. There's the smoke. They will catch a 2-man stun. Lyle comes in. Stake Storm over the top. They will get the Marcy and the Viper off the back. Glimpsing back Solo. It'll be an additional catch on Lyle. Will soloing and jump forward. And that'll be 3 down for the side of Navi. Very clean picks. And Roshan is available. So, into the pit they'll go. Dahak with that Wraith Pack will enable them to sustain through the damage. Notice with the minus armor, they're playing minus armor onto Roche at the moment, and it's a shard available. Who's this shard going to go over to? Maybe the Tide Hunter? Or possibly even Dark. Actually, they're trying to contest. In comes no one, and the Deso hits from D-Tune. They get the lasso as well, and the Meld Strike over onto the Visage. He disappears. Notice, see you later as well. Oh, Seneko gets out, but oh, it's a disaster in the pit for BetBoom team. Navi were not prepared to give it up. Lyle still wants to hang around. He's going to try and jump in. Oh, no, he's silenced. He's silenced and didn't even get the last two on the roast. The tip cut. Oh, the self-tip. The self-tip from his own team. Just letting him know if everyone in the game didn't already know that that was a bad move. Oh dear. This core Visage is certainly feeling like they missed a timing this game. With the Batrider dominating the early game, and then this sweet and strong Marcy just moving so quickly on the map everywhere. They're going to get Spike Carapace if they want it. Yeah, there's the stun. Follow up Bandana hit plus the stun. Static Storm on top. There's the kinetic field, but out comes the heal. Solar Guardian will keep no one alive. Solar gets sent back with the glimpse. Roger will be taken to the ground. Oh, and Seneko. My poor sweet Seneko. You'll trap V-Tune in there for a moment, but that will be it. So right now, that last team fight that went a little bit BetBoom's way before that Roche was just that little dip in the graph here. But it didn't last for long. Navi struck back with a vengeance. And almost just woken from their slumber. Took the Roche and now are pushing down towers. V-Tune has an Orchid of his own. So actually working into potentially a Bloodthorn at some point. We have a couple of Orchids. So multiple Orchids for the side of Navi. And we still have no way to dispel a silence. From Lal, no BKB. Actually, Tumbler's Toy is still being hung on to by no one at the moment. Just valuing a little bit of extra mana and mobility. Gem on Solo. They're going high ground. In they jump with the lasso. They'll catch the Storm Spirit. And he will go down. No buyback. Everything dumped in on top of him. And they make it away. BKB was popped on Lays. V-Tune as well. Same as no one. So 3 BKBs all used. But I think if BetBoom want to take the fight, Navi will happily turn around even without the BKBs. They have the high ground positioning and the Aegis. Robo on Templar, making sure she can hit from a long way away. So the Lincolns, I think, flew out to him during the fight. I think he got caught. Is there any way that he popped the Lincolns? I don't think so. think the Lincolns got delivered to him a moment after the lasso came out. I think the courier was hasted. He got grabbed. And then the Lincolns got delivered. And then, because it popped on the next spell after lasso. I think it was literally a millisecond too late on that courier coming out. Otherwise, that would have saved Lyle's life and probably ruined the entire initiation of Navi. No one would have been extremely disappointed if he blinked in and found a Lincoln sphere there. But it is a Lincoln's, not BKB. Catching with the spike. Carapace follow-up stun. Oh, actually, Sweden Strong joining in on the stun and will get caught as well with the impale. Navi, are they going to have to fight? I think they don't have much of a choice. They're going to have to try and turn and fight here. Silenced up, that's the first life. On the side, Laze is waiting to come in. He does have a BKB. He sews in no one. Are they going to 3v5 this? No. TA will fall very quickly under the effect of the birds. Laze will BKB TP away. And Bat will TP as well. So without the support of their Marcy and Dawnbreaker, the side of Navi is very, very vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. Even the effective Aegis, they just burnt through. They burnt through him twice really, really easy. I don't think he had a chance to get the BKB off on that second life. I think if he gets the BKB, there's potential for actually a turnaround fight there, but otherwise they didn't get no one. Oh, does blink away. Doesn't get caught by the Gush AoE splash. Lyle is now going big. He's going, I don't need a BKB. I don't need a way to dispel. I'm just going to get an Ag Scepter and we're just going to pull them all in. That's it. We're going to Nyx stun and then we're just going to pull them all in. And we're going to have our own little form of black hole. That's Lyle's plan right now. You know what? It's bold and I love it. Part of me thinks, you know, maybe it would be great to punish them for double Orchid pickup with a BKB. But I think one defensive item is probably enough, he's thinking. I've got the Lincoln Sphere, now I have to scale. The 5-man smoke coming out from Navi, they're on the hunt. No one with the Bat Rider, Blink at the ready, BKB, Boots of Travel, he's moving pretty quick, 483 movement speed. He'll be even faster when he pops the Firefly. Rest of the team, Sweden Strong, V-Tune, Lays trying to keep up, give a little bit extra movement speed. Firefly has been popped, but BetBoom team, they're holding on the high ground. They know something's coming. They're going to be so bold as to blink up on the high ground. Eventually, they're cutting through the jungle. They scout out on the top lane. They see Sineko. Oh, he's got a TP. He's going to have to use it quick. They're coming on the lanes, and no one finds him. There's an immediate glimpse away, but I think he might just tick down to the damage, or V-Tune comes in and finishes the job. It's pretty dirty when you die to the flame break damage, even though the bat was sent immediately glimpsed back in the other direction. But he was up on that top lane farming because he's getting close to an Aghanim Scepter. So potentially an item that could turn the game around for BetBoom. Get that Ag Scepter kinetic Static Storm down. Oh, stun if he wants it. Static Storm down and mute those items. Those BKBs will be useless. No one's still hunting. Scouting out behind from Roger. The Vendetta will be about to expire, so need to be a little bit careful. Has a Blink Dagger to play around with. Does he want to cut the creep wave? No, he won't show. And we'll just chill a little bit. Up on the high ground. No gem. Well, they scan out bottom. They know Lyle's here. The silence comes through. They pop the Lincolns. The zap comes away. It's a long zap and a TP. The TP's coming in fast enough. It's not fast enough. There's no way for him to cancel the go. But with the storm being out of here, there's nothing to stop. There's nothing to stop Navi from going in. Storm being TP'd home. That's like the go call. We are a go. Mission is a go. TP full zaps and Storm full zaps and TPs away. That's a we are a go mission. Navi moves out. Lyle almost with the complete Aghanim Scepter, so there could be some big plays coming. You know, Tidehunter, Ravage into Lyle or similar combinations. Could go either way. Navi have to be a little bit scared. V-Tune, Silver Edged up. Ooh. Hunting. He's got no way to dispel a silence. Gets hit by one of these traps, he will just be silenced up. Yep, there's the hit, and oh, the silence just didn't quite last long enough. He's still got mana enough to jump. Silence again. Mal will jump further away. Has he got a TP? Not for 6 seconds. He just has to rely on the zips to get him away, but Laser's coming across. He will throw it down with the ultimate, and he's going to tick down. That's it. He'll die. They chase Storm all the way across the map. Not often you can chase down a Storm who's zippity-zapping around through the trees. They got him. This slow Viper never gave up the chase. Mass TP's top. Couple coming. They know Snakeo's up here. He's trying to farm this Aghanim Scepter. Snako. Knock, knock. Lasso, just not quite in time. Oh, it's 7 seconds on cooldown. Didn't quite have it. Although I think maybe one hit from V-Tune, one Meld Strike hit may have actually been enough. Definitely 2. 2 would have done it. 1 maybe. Cloak of Flames on the Batrider, just giving Nyx Assassin another opportunity to stun him. Yeah, it's fair enough. If you're going to stun me with the Spike Carapace, you may as well get me with the Cloak of Flames as well, you know? You're going to have so much AoE damage coming out. You know he's going to get Spike Carapace at some point. In he goes. There is a lasso available. Doesn't need it, though. Silence comes out, and Snako will just fall. The moment Snako is just trying to draw attention, I think, to himself, slowly getting towards that Ag Scepter, while the rest of his team, Dahak, is desperately trying to farm, but what's he farming towards? What's going to save him from what Navi are bringing to the damage in these fights? As soon as his Gravekeepers gets disabled, he just can't do anything. I mean, yeah, he can drop down as a rock himself now. He's got the shard. Cast Stone Form on himself, but that's just sort of delaying the inevitable. When there's this mass damage coming out from V-Tune and company, sort of want to be maybe an aggressive item to try and take the fight rather than one just to live for a few more seconds. Even Viper, 320 movement speed with the Blink Dagger is very mobile now, and this is why I talk about aggressive items. I love to see it. Lay's going for the Hex. Noticed he 4 staffs away, has got a Blink Dagger and a TP if needed. No BKB though. We'll actually get no one stun. Follow up. The hack with the bird. We'll get the follow-up stun as well. They're on top of the Nyx. Hit crits will come through. At least just the Deso hits, and that's enough. Plus 20 damage on this Desolator now for V-Tune. Feeling very strong. You know, you get a Desolator nowadays, and if you don't get this bonus 20 damage, you sort of feel like you've been a little bit hard done by. Because it's sort of built into the cost value of Desolator now is getting that bonus 20 damage. Turning it from 50 damage into 70 damage. Otherwise, it sort of just feels like a little bit underwhelming. But Roshan is back up, and as soon as V-Tune is here, the Roshan will be back down in a very, very quick manner. See you later, Rosh. It was good knowing you, but they're coming across the smokes here. It's a little too... Was it fast enough? BKB, they catch the Stone Form. Stone Form, Dark got it off. In jumps. BKB Storm. V-Tune. He's BKBing as well. Double damage actually popped on solo. Aegis grabbed by Swedenstrong. Swedenstrong, he's going to work on Seneko. He will be taken down. Top side of the fight. They're trying to catch back in the river. Noticed, he's being chased down as well. There's a blink up. V-Tune with the Desolator hits. Roger comes in with the double stun, but the last Sideblade will do enough damage.
The temple decreed your death.
Now, I was trying to think who got the Aghanim Scepter in the middle of that fight. Swedenswan got the Aegis. Can't see who quite got the Ags. Maybe it was the TA. He does have a psionic projection now. Maybe the Aghanim Scepter Blessing did go over to the TA. Yeah, I'd say he does, because he definitely wouldn't have bought the Aghanim Scepter Blessing himself. Navi is back. Yes, Navi is back. So, BetBoom team now with their backs against the wall. 28k net worth down. They've lost the Aegis. They've lost the Ross fight. Level 20 now on Viper. 80 Viper Strike DPS. Wowzers. Anyone who gets hit by that is probably just going to die to a couple of right clicks and some incidental damage. V-Tune with the finished up Bloodthorn. Still hanging on to this Grow Bow for the bonus attack range.
An invisible spectre.
Navi are mass TPing to this top side of the map. They want to get a catch here. The hack, they saw the resummon. They know the birds are fresh. If they manage to get him or catch out to hack, even if he has a buyback, there will be no I could find it. Buyback stats. There will be no birds. No birds for 96 seconds. Currently buybacks, it's just the Nyx Assassin. That's it in the entire game. Everyone's smoked up. Solo's running in to all 5, but in jumps Solo, grabs the lasso over on top of this on top of the Visage Refresher Orb, gets him a second time. He doesn't get anything off. He's in the grave for 77 seconds. Seneko gets tossed back with Dispose. Out comes the Gush again, trying to slow him down. Silence over onto the Storm Spirit. He's silenced twice, and he will die to the Soul Burn. It's 3 down. It's almost coming up to that sort of territory. Although no racks have currently formed, and they find the Nyx on the bottom side as well. Nyx with the buyback. Tide actually has it up now as well, though he's the only one still alive. Tide has a potential to try and defend with these Gushes, but you sort of need another way to clear the creeps. Lift does come out. Double stun coming through, but sort of what purpose? They get the Hex off. Nyx, Roger has to run away. Sweet and Strong is holding onto an Aegis, so he probably just wants a refill, honestly. Probably happily die in this situation. Yeah, he'd just be full refill. He'll get the full health. TP in of Disruptor. Is it the Ag Static Storm? Yes, it is. They catch 3 in the Ag Static Storm, but where's the follow-up damage? There's nothing else there. Solar Guardian comes out to counter and they heal. And oh, that's the big reveal, the Ag Static Storm, but for what? There was no follow-up damage. There was no Storm Spirit. If only there was a Storm Spirit with Aghanim Scepter sitting on top of that. They could have followed up and just annihilated Navi under the effects of that Ag Static Storm, but by themselves, just with the 3, there just wasn't any more potential to deal the damage. Oh, long jump in from Larry. Doesn't have a BKB actually to use, but the immediate lasso comes out over on the Nyx. Hex onto the Disruptor. He won't be living through the day with all the stacks popped up on him. That was a... Oh, the bird's going to go there as well. Maybe. One bird will make it away. That was an optimistic jump. Optimistic, I'm going to say, at best, from BetBoom. They're a little bit desperate now at this time. They're 35k down. Ward's up on the high ground. They're going to see everything. There is a sentry down to de-ward it, but if they dare to come over that close, no one blinking across, just trying to force notice forward. With the double flame break charges now, he's got 2 of them. He does have the shard. No, he has the level 20 talent. They've changed that around so many times. It's level 20 talent now. No one. It's the silence, pushes him back. Notice 4-staffed away. We'll get the D-ward over there on that observer and sentry. Nyx is still the only one down with 1 racks down the bottom side. Actually, they zip in. They catch a big Ravage coming through. Catches 3. Solar Guardian isn't enough to save. Batrider will go down in the midst of fight. Sweet and Strong in the middle with the BKB trying to deal the damage with the Unleash, but he's sort of isolated and all alone. V-Tune is in the middle of the fight. He's decided that now's the time to get away. BKB TP. Solo. There's a Disruptor around. I doubt your chances of getting out. Glimpse is up in 4 seconds. He will try and turn around and deal as much damage as possible, but that's a successful defense from BetBoom team. Yeah. We had no one just stepping up a little too far on the Batrider, trying to get the vision with the sticky napalms, but just got caught by the Storm Initiation and follow up with the big Ravage, separating the whole team of Navi. And Marcy was in the middle of it, trying to do what he can with the Skull Basher and the BKB. But Marcy, even Marcy can't take on 1v3 at this point in the game with the farm they have. So this game, a little bit interesting fight there. 31k net worth lead, and they lose a fight. It's not going to really turn the game yet. But we did go from pretty much 100% win probability down to 91. So, has turned it. It's hard to imagine Navi lose a fight outside the base. Oh, there's a silence. It's going to be so much damage. The Blood Thorn and the Blink Meld hit. Oh, there was a Nyx Assassin. And then they failed to exist. 2-man smoke. Lays and Sweet and Strong on the hunt. Sweet and Strong actually with the Penta-Edged sword as well. Sweet and Strong says, I'm the carry now. Give me that Penta-Edged sword. I want to hit hard. Give me the DPS. Smoke around here. There's not really anyone to collect. This range Rax is not really much to be concerned about. This tier 3 is almost down. They probably want to try and get it while Nyx is still in the grey, but no. Deciding that the next tier of neutral items is the way forward. So TA picking up both the Timeless Relic and the Telescope. Telescope probably going to be definitely used. Spell Prism grabbed as well for no one. Okay, coming across. There is an Ag Static Storm, but I think Solo will live through it. Just, he will. BKB popped on no one. Enough damage will come through. They don't even need to use the lasso. Disruptor will fall and Solo will live. Aghanim Scepter coming up for Viper. Oh, I'd love to see it. It's the new one. If you haven't seen it, it's the nosedive. Viper slams into the ground, disarming enemies in 500 AoE for 4 seconds and splattering everyone with corrosive skin. Corrosive skin gets 2 times the damage in effect and within 500 distance of Viper. So maybe we'll see an Aghanim Scepter nosedive coming in from Viper. Clearing out the vision up on this high ground in the triangle. No, really. Actually, he's got the Timeless Relic, but he isn't using it right now. Preferring the cooldown reduction of 12% over the additional debuff duration and spell damage. Maybe tempted to switch that over. Havoc Hammer, actually, Lays might actually want that Timeless Relic. Roche can spawn in, or will respawn in 40 seconds, so we'll be up reasonably quickly. This outpost will probably be taking a moment, but the smoke's coming out. If they can get this fight right before Aegis, this could be the turning point for BetBoom. If they can just get a good jump. Remember, there's an Aghanim Scepter. They jump in. No one actually gets to jump first. It's a Hex over on Nyx with the immediate refresher. And BKB, they're looking to go on another lasso onto the Titan Hunter. Off onto the side. Lal, he's caught TA in the middle, but there's a Ravage as well. There's not enough damage. The BKB comes out. They haven't burnt through V-Tune. He's still alive. They dumped everything on top of him. Sweet and Strong in the backline with the Visage. Oh no, the Hex has come up. The Visage. Oh, Visage is no longer there. And that's what a 39k net worth lead team fight should look like. They tried everything on V-Tune. The Static Storm, the Ravage, the Storm Spirit Initiation. Everything was thrown onto this TA, but with the +7 refraction charges, they just couldn't get through it. And he stood firm in the middle of the fight. No one with the refresher off to the side, just dealing with the team of BetBoom. 67 seconds before their carry comes back to the fight. Lali wants to go in, but he's just going to be silenced up. Oh, that's not where you want to be. Whoa, what happened there? Everyone's sent back. Everyone's pushed away. There's no Ravage available. Buyback from Storm immediately. Glimpse onto Sweden Strong. Will take out the wood. Jump himself away. And Disruptor will die there. No one. He's in. Jumps through. But it's a big Solar Guardian coming through. Catching the stun. Oh, and the huge heal. It's an Aghanim Scepter version. Oh, he was moving it. And there's the GG's. The 5 Dawnbreaker got to get that Aghanim Scepter Solar Guardian off at the end, and that's got to feel good for Solo. So Navi leveling the series with a 50k net worth lead by the end of the game. Taking it to 1-1, forcing this series between Navi and BetBoom team to a game 3.